Hey, what's going on, guys? Buffalo Gamer 77 here, and today's video is going to do a video on some pickups that I did over the last month or so. A lot of them I picked up over this past weekend, and I had a briefly chance to test them out. So the first game I picked up here is, let's go with this one here. This is Thunder Force 3 for Sega Genesis. This is a classic game. It's really hard. I'm trying to think of how else to describe it. It's a shooter game, obviously, for Sega Genesis, and Sega Genesis is known for the shooter games being great. I do have a few of them. This is one of them I picked up. It has really good graphics, good sound, and there's also a sequel to this game that came out on Sega Genesis. It's called Lightning Force. I picked that up about a month, maybe 2 months ago or so, and in Japan it was called Thunder Force 4. But over here in America and North America, it's called Lightning Force. So yeah, this is a Thunder Force 3. It's not that cheap of a game. I did pay around $25 for it, so it's not the cheap side. And to look at get my Sega Genesis games complete to have that box and manual. This game, I haven't seen it at too many game stores. So when I saw it loose, I picked it up. I can maybe add the manual and the case for it later, maybe buying it on eBay or maybe at a game convention or something. Next one is also a shooter game for Sega Genesis. This game is Fire Shark. This game is alright. I didn't really play too much of it. I put it in, made sure it worked, cleaned it, and I want to play more of it. I want to get better at Thunder Force 3 though before I start playing this game. This game, I think it's a lot easier than Thunder Force 3. The label here on the cartridge is pretty generic, just white and black. I don't know. Game wasn't that expensive. I think I paid $10 or $15 for it at my local game store. Next game I picked up on Saturday. This game is for Super Nintendo. It's a shooter game for it, and that is Raiden Trad. This is the arcade version of it for Super Nintendo. This game, however, isn't the best game. I paid $20 for it, which is about the going rate for it. And what the problems of the game is that the frame rate is so low. It's a jumpy. It could be slow at one point, normal at one point. It's pretty easy too. If you have the homing missiles, you could kill enemies that you haven't even seen yet on the screen. And the boss battles, if you have the homing missiles, it's pretty easy. I didn't finish through the whole game. I just played maybe I think it was the first level of it. So it's pretty interesting. Music's okay. The gunfire is pretty loud compared to the music in the game. It's okay. I wouldn't say it's a really good shoot 'em up game, but it's okay. I'd say maybe on a score of 1 to 10, maybe like a 5 or 6, maybe. I don't know. Not many games out there on Super Nintendo are shooter games that are great. There's only a couple. This is not one of them. Raiden Trad. Or Raiden, if you want to call it. Let's see. Next game I picked up also on Saturday. Took a road trip and went to this game store. And I was looking at the Game Boy Advance games, and my girlfriend said, "Oh, they have Gumby." Now, this Gumby game, Gumby and the Astronauts, or Gumby versus the Astrobots, was on a Hidden Gems video I watched on Game Boy Advance games. Let me get a little closer view of the cartridge here. And I don't know. Look, it was a platforming game. It looked pretty interesting. Cheap. It was like $12. And I was looking at the Game Boy Advance games. I didn't see anything good, and she pointed it out. And I was like, you know what? I was actually the game I was trying to find. I think she said it as a joke, actually. Oh, look at they have Gumby. And it turned out to be a game that I was actually looking for. So, let's see. Next game is a classic game for the NES, and that is Dr. Mario. This game is sort of like Tetris, but in Dr. Mario, you have to match the colors of the pill, and if you get like 3 or 4 of them in a row, it clears the column. And right now, me and my girlfriend are playing against each other, and I was doing real good in the beginning, but now she's killing me a lot. And right now, we also started playing the actual game itself, and we're on level 19 out of 20, and it's pretty hard. The pills can come down real fast, and you start off really close to top level. So it's very important that you clear out a section off the top to keep continuing the game. So the game's pretty challenging. If you haven't played it yet, I'd check it out. It's pretty interesting. The cost of this game I paid for it was $7.99. But the local game store I usually go to, they sell this game for $17.99, $10 more. So it's pretty crazy that the price would be $10 more at one game store locally, and then a different store it's $10 cheaper. So of course I picked the one that was $10 cheaper. Next few games here are for PlayStation 3. Let's see here. The first one is a RPG game. It's Eternal Sonata, and I haven't played any of the. Well, I played a few of these games here, but not a lot of them. I haven't played this one. I have not played yet. But from reading about it, you play as Chopin, which is the composer, and he is between dying and dreaming. I'm not really too sure what's going on, but I believe it's turn-based RPG game. Oh, the game was $10, not too expensive, and it came complete. Next one is pretty cool. I saw this on a Hidden Gems video for PlayStation 3 games, and that is Brutal Legend. This game's interesting. It's not bad. I paid $4.49 for it, so not too expensive. And the soundtrack is all heavy metal music. Your character has a big battle axe that he fights off people, and there's cameos by, let's see, Ozzy Osbourne, Ron Halford, Lemmy, and more. You also have a car you could drive and steer. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, it has a lot of cutscenes from my scenes so far. But for $4.49, I figured why not pick it up. And it came with a DLC code here. I don't even know what it's for. I haven't tried it yet. And the manual. Next one is Dragon's Crown. Pretty popular game for PlayStation 3. Atlas game. And this game is like I want to say like a beat 'em up game type game. The characters are definitely out of proportion. I'm not sure if you've seen the artwork for these characters, but they're pretty out of proportion. It's pretty cool though. Good artwork. I like it. It sort of reminds me of Odin Sphere a little bit. Here's the game and manual for it. This game was only $12, not too expensive. I think maybe soon the PS3 games are going to go up in price. So I'm buying a few PS3 games now that I wanted to get now before the price goes up higher. Next one is a sci-fi action shooter game for PlayStation 3, and it's called Vanquish. Also a pretty cheap game. This game was $8 and then $8 or $9. So it reminds me of like Destiny or Halo. More of like a Destiny, I think, than Halo. Let's see, and two more games here to show you guys. Next one is a game that I played as a kid. I had SSX Tricky as a kid, but I couldn't find it at the store. They had SSX on tour, so I picked it up. This game was, the price on here, $4.99, so pretty cheap. And I remember having a lot of fun playing Tricky, so I want to get another SSX game in my collection because I don't think I have any of them. I do have the case for Tricky, but I don't have the game anywhere. I'm not sure where it is. Maybe somewhere in the basement or my mom's house. I don't know. But yeah, SSX on tour. And the last game I picked up here is 50 Cent Bulletproof. This game reminds me of GTA. This game has a lot of famous, screen. A lot of famous voice actors. If I could talk, you have Dr. Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent, Lloyd Banks, Young Buck, Tony Yayo. It's pretty cool. And the game was only $6.99, so it's not too expensive. And it's fun to play. Basically, you're a gangster in New York City, taking out other gangs. Pretty interesting. Well, these have been my pickups that I picked up over the last month or two. Most of them I picked up in the last week. I am picking up more games. I do have some more games to even show you guys, but I haven't had a chance to play them yet to give any type of feedback on them. So I'll be doing those videos shortly. And thanks for watching my channel. I appreciate you guys' support. If you play any of these games or you don't like them or you do like them, comment below. Let me know what you think. And again, always thanks for watching and supporting the channel.